Bruce, Danny Webster, Las Vegas Review-Journal. You talked about it was going to be a process with Carter, getting him up to speed. It looked like he settled in right away and saved his best for overtime in the shootout. Just touch on his performance tonight.
Yeah, he was excellent. We gave up a 2-on-1, tough way to start. Good shot. As the game went on, I thought he got cleaner. Obviously, the puck play goal, I thought he made the good decision to come out. That's one of those unfortunate ones. Some of the other puck play stuff we talked about this morning, I have to communicate with him, what do you want? But as in terms of just the athletic sort of saves, I thought there was a number of them, especially when it was 3-2. He held us in, kept it to a goal, gave us some life to get the tying goal. Overtime was like a lot of overtimes once it get going, right? And then we lose this, something happens, we lose a stick, so we're up against it. But made some big saves, and so did their guy, to be honest. Hanny had a good look, Stoney was in, so that's overtime sometimes, right? You're trading chances. And then the shootout, right? He stops 3 out of 4. We score a few for him, and ends up being the difference. So I'm sure he's excited to get back in there, and probably a little bit emotional and all those things, right? First time in a while, so I think the guys were happy for him for obvious reasons, and nice to see us get a win in overtime. That's another big thing for the rest of the group. Not only for him, right, to get his, but for the rest of the group, we've had a tough time with it. So we probably needed it as much as he did, to be honest.
Paul, Willie, Jesse.
Hi, Bruce. Paulo Dos Santos, NHL.com. Just continuing on Carter, how important is it to just get away from that anticipation leading up to this moment and just let him focus now on the games moving forward?
Well, yeah, I mean, he this was coming for a long time, and there was obviously uncertainty involved. But he's been working hard with us, went down to Henderson, so this particular game now is behind him. It was a success, and he'll have to keep building on it. I do believe there'll be some ups and downs. Today was an up. There might be some downs. It's, again, the consistency factor. He's been used to that in this league. So, that part of it, you'll just have to play through like everyone else that's missed time. It's an everyday thing. So he'll go back in, whether it's Friday or Sunday. It'll be one or the other, and get prepared for that one and learn from this one and get to know our team a little bit better. I don't know that we defended that well in front of him early on with some of the odd man rushes, so that's something I hope he doesn't see as many of. Overtime, as I said, can happen, but in general, I think the D-zone coverage part was pretty clean. It was the one, some other high-end talent, one-on-one. I mean, they're good players. You saw, some high-end looks that way. I thought our PK was good for the most part. They're fairly predictable where the shots came from. Bedard had a couple on the elbow. We knew he'd take those. We did a good job cleaning house, with the second chances after that. So we'll talk to him tomorrow about those things, or Thursday when we get back on the ice, and keep building on it.
Willie.
Bruce, Willie Ramirez for the Hockey News. He did, in fact, get emotional, and he talked about the moment when the national anthem was being played. Got a little teary-eyed. From a coach's standpoint, in building up to this moment and dealing with many players, you're dealing with a 27-year-old and everything he's dealt with. How have you approached this? And you don't have to obviously divulge conversations, but in dealing with everything, to try to guide and lead and mentor at the same time coach?
Listen, whatever was said to him has been said openly, right? Once he's part of the Vegas Golden Knights, he's part of the Vegas Golden Knights. He's a family member. So that's what was said to him. We welcome him with open arms, and be a good teammate, help us win games, get your career back on track. And after that, I'm not going backwards, right? We're going forward, so to speak. So talked about how we play as a team, and just tried to get him sort of into a business mode where, hey, I'm a goalie now in the National Hockey League, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get back to doing what I love and help the team win. So that's how I've approached it with him. And I think Carter has been around here now for 6 weeks. It's a good group. If he needs, to talk to someone, we're all here for him in that regard. And that's kind of, on his plate how he wants to handle that. And we do that with any player, to be honest. So that's how I've handled it. And it's been predominantly sort of, hockey talk. And till that changes, we're here for him if there's something else that needs to be discussed. But right now, I think he just wants to get back to being a hockey player, to be honest, every night, and recovering tomorrow and flying with the team and getting ready for his next start. That's what I believe he wants to do right now. And today was I shouldn't say today was step one. His return, getting back on the ice and practice and all that was the step one of the preparation for this moment. Now he'll keep doing that for his next start. And I'm sure, we got Philly right around the corner. I'm sure there'll be a conversation about that down the road, and we'll deal with that next week when we get to it. But right now, he should just enjoy his night like everybody should. And then, like I said, get ready for the next one.
Jesse.
Hi, Bruce. Jesse Granger at The Athletic. You mentioned maybe the team needed that overtime win as much as Carter did. The celebrations after the game, it sounded pretty loud in the locker room. Did it feel like more than one of 82?
I think so. I think for him, obviously, this was a unique situation. We can all agree with that. And a new member of our team. It was like Carl's. There was a big celebration the other night when Carl got his first win, right? So different thing, but it's more than one, right? Let's put it that way. And then for us, I think it's a little bit of the guys that have been through the other 8 in a row where we couldn't, get the W. So, relief for ourselves as well. So it's kind of a double whammy that way. So, yeah, there'd certainly be extra juice tonight.
Just overall, your penalty kill, you killed 5 straight. It was very, very good today. What'd you like about it?
When we gave up shots, there wasn't a lot of sustained pressure, I thought. One of the plays they like is Bedard to Bertuzzi back post. They've ran that a lot. They burnt us on it last year up there. I think Johnny did a great job making the guys mindful of it, and they're going to try that. I thought we took that away. So when you start taking away their options that they want to go to first, then that's usually considered a win, right? We want to get it to Hurdle and Pav and the bumper, and if they start taking those away, then we know we got to go to something else. So he had a couple of elbow looks. Bedard, he great glove save on the short side. That beats goalies. He made another save on the one seam that got through there. I think he stumbled a bit and still had the kind of presence of mind to stay with the shot. So I like that part of it. We got a few blocks. Our clears were good for the most part. Some up ice pressure I thought helped us not be in our end the whole time. I think our penalty kill, I really believe this in general, has been pretty solid all year. We've had a few go in that maybe you look back and say maybe that shouldn't have went in, or was a bit of a fortunate bounce. Like we got a couple tonight, not on the power play, but off skates and stuff. So I think the structure of it all year has been fairly consistent, and I think you'll see the number go up if we we keep that up.
Bruce, Steve Karp with the Sporting Tribune. As you get ready to head out on the road for this 5-game trip, are you seeing enough consistency up and down the lineup that makes you believe that some good things can happen on this trip, or are there still a couple of areas of concern that you want to address as you head to Jersey?
Well, there's always areas of concern. I'm not going to pretend there isn't. The consistency in the lineup, I think players get hot and cold at times too, so that's going to happen as long as they don't all go cold at the same time, right? Or bounces, whatnot. I felt tonight I don't know if we played as well as we have in the past and lost some games, to be honest. So that's going to happen too, right? You figure it sooner or later. Our goalie's going to make the extra save or two for us, or we're going to get the bounce that goes in off the skate. Whatever it is. So there's lots of things we can correct from tonight. But in general, I would say over our first 26 now? There's always stuff. And I would have told you that on opening night that in December we'd still be fixing things. And then tonight, for example, I thought our neutral zone, we weren't as clean getting through there, and we went back a lot, which made us kind of look slower than, when we're normally going through there and playing direct and either attacking or chipping behind and getting on the forecheck, creating offense that way. I thought wasn't as good as tonight as it's been. And that's why the chances and shots, I know the shots ended up favoring them. I don't know what the chances are, but if they end up favoring them, to me, that was a reason why. And we got to fix that, because we have been out-chancing teams fairly regular because we've been getting through there and not letting, the other team's top-end talent kind of fly through there, and they did tonight. So, okay, you know what? Let's fix it for Jersey, because they're going to have guys that can do the same. So we've done a good job of that mostly this year. Today, that was an area that put a check mark on their side that they were able to get some speed through there. So let's be mindful of that. So we'll attack that. We got a practice day in New York on Thursday. So let's take care of that. There's always something, and I think that's normal for most teams that, you're fixing something in, October, November, December. You hope by March you're buttoned up. So that's what we'll keep working on.
Last two, Gary and then Danny.
Hey, Bruce, Gary Lawless. What can goaltending at that level, what can that allow a team to accomplish?
A comeback win tonight, right? I think is the simplest way to put it. It kept us, they could have easily been 4-2, if we don't get a few of those saves. So it gave us some hope that we could, we weren't at our best and we weren't generating a ton in the third. I thought they were doing a good job reloading and not being risky, taking care of the puck. They didn't take penalties to give us power play. So now we made a good play in the rush, right? We did find, I think Chicago this year has had some, if you look at their analytics and sort of what, you get the right down, the breakdown of them, they've given up some chances off the rush. So eventually if you get through there clean and execute, then you may be able to do that. And sure enough, we did at the end. So that's what it did for us. And, it's a difference between a shootout win and a 1-goal loss with maybe an empty netter. That's happened to us a few times. So that's what it was tonight.
Last one, guys. Danny.
Won the giveaway battle 15-13. I think that's the second or third game in a row. Giveaways have been a little bit low. Do you like where puck management's been the last few games?
Yeah, I think we are trying to be cognizant of that. Where I was talking earlier was the actual execution was less about giveaways. We just weren't clean getting through there so that we could attack with numbers and put some pressure on their D. If we weren't getting a rush, like the Hutton goal, we got through there with a little speed, managed it, got it behind. The goalie comes out to play it under duress. We get the turnover, Stoney on the wall, bang, bang. We get a fortunate break, but we could have tipped that in, you know what I mean, too. That could have been an offensive play where, we made a play, but I like how that developed. And those were the things we didn't do enough of tonight. So it was a little more of our mindset. But giveaways is something we've talked about. We need to be better. And we have been this year. I will say we do our own. We're getting better at it while still making some plays.
Shea, it seems like it took you a little bit to get there, but you guys got the win at the end. So how did that game go for you guys for getting a win at the end of homestand?
Yeah, I think resilient. I thought we played hard, we battled hard, and it's great to get that late tying goal. Obviously, you never want to go down in the third, but I thought we did a good job, battling back and kind of grinding out that 3-on-3.
Seems like you guys are finding a little bit of form here, just in recent times. How's the game developing overall in the last few games here?
Yeah, I think we're moving in the right direction. Kind of points and 2 straight here, and obviously we're happy finishing this homestand the way we did, and ready to go battle on the road.
What do you think of Carter playing first game in a long time?
Yeah, I thought he was outstanding. Made a lot of huge saves, especially in the shootout there. So that's what you need, and we're all so happy for him.
Sounded like you from out there, like you guys maybe were celebrating this one more than regular wins this season. I guess what was extra special about this one?
Yeah, I think we're gonna keep that in house. We're a family in here. We love each and every one of each other, and we're proud of them.
It's obviously late in the game there. How big is that a young piece like Braden is able to make the difference there and get the game time goal?
Yeah, he's got a nose for the net. Seems like he's always finding the right spot. Very kind of Stoney-esque in my opinion. And he's scored some big goals so far. So, hopefully that continues.
Was it hard to get into this game with the 2 early goals and all the early penalties and just a lot of 4-on-4 power play penalty kill?
Obviously there's a lot of kills for us tonight. I think we were owed more calls than we got, but we battled through it. Like I said, we're a resilient group, and it's just great getting 2 points at the end of the day.
Shea, the game winner that you had, did you know what you were going to do before you went down there, or did you just kind of make it up as you went along?
I made it up on the spot, and it worked. So.
Brand new move?
Yeah, new move.
Why is that move so successful for you?
Let's next question.
I mean, 9 years now.
The next question. Anything else?
Hey, broke, don't fix it, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Carter, first game back, just, how long did it take for you to kind of just see this puck at the speed?
Yeah, I think first one maybe just was a little bit excited and maybe overcommitted on the first on the guy coming into the zone. But I mean, it happens, and it's just good to be back playing, and it's a process. It's going to get better and better each time.
Was it a matter of just getting through that first, anticipation? Seems like anticipation is always worse than actually being in it. Was that the case here? That it was more of just being in the game in that moment?
Yeah, I think after that, just kind of settled in a little bit and just got back to playing my game. And the guys did a really good job of battling around the net front, tying up sticks, and got some huge blocks in the game. And it's a big 2 points.
Why just seen it so well in overtime, make 6 saves in overtime?
Yeah, I mean, just like I said, I think we did a good job of tying up sticks or tying up lanes and just trying to keep the puck out of the net. And it's a big shootout goal from Theo there.
Did you feel like you had your rhythm, though, by the time overtime started? Go back to some of the plays you made in the third period to keep the team in it?
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think just it got better and better as the game went on. It's been a long time since I've played an NHL game, and it's like I said, it's a process, and it's just going to continue to get better, and it's just good to be back.
What are your emotions? A small taste of it coming out for warm-ups, but can you take us down the tunnel? Lights are out. You're skating through that big helmet, the crowd. Can you just take us with you? Take us back to that moment.
Yeah, I think just skating out for the first time onto the ice wearing a Golden Knights sweater, just an amazing feeling. It didn't really sink in until the national anthem. Just kind of looking around and just that feeling that you're back playing. It's just sorry. It's been a really difficult journey to get back. Wouldn't have been able to do it without my family and friends. I'm just so happy to be playing the game again.
What did it mean to you, that reaction from the crowd at the end, as well as your teammates coming back in here?
Yeah, just amazing. Like just to be back playing hockey with the guys. Everybody here has been so great. They've been very welcoming. The organization's been awesome, and I'm just grateful for everything and for the opportunity here.
It seems like you guys are slowly finding a little bit of rhythm here in these last few games. How's the game progressing for you guys so far?
Yeah, I think we're just making the play when we need to make the play. Look at a lot of the games that we lost, whether it was overtime or tight one in regulation, we're just not, making the play that matters the most, which is the game-winning goal. So he got a huge goal with a couple minutes left by Bo, and those are big time plays to at least secure the point and then get the win in the shootout. So we're just finding ways to get over the hump of the last couple games, and hopefully we can bring down the road now.
Penalty killing was fantastic. Can you speak on that at all?
We've been pretty good lately on the penalty kill. We've been a little bit more aggressive, especially when I think we won a lot of draws today too. When you win the draw, make it clear. It's I play power play too. It's frustrating. You want to win that draw, get set up to get going. So we did a good job winning some faceoffs and getting the clears and getting some up ice pressure. I think we've done a pretty good job of that over the last little bit. It's been kind of an effort of us to disrupt plays, and I think we did. Like I said, I think we did a good job there.
For as many big saves as Carter made in regulation, overtime was his best 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Can you speak to that?
Yeah, I mean, made some great saves for us, obviously. When Shea breaks the stick, it's kind of a helpless feeling. It's 3 out of 3 with a guy without a stick, so it pretty much turns into a 3 on 2. So he made a big save on Bedard. Made a a couple in tight saves for us. It was a good overtime there. Goalie made some good saves too. So definitely some chances. Some ones he made some big saves for us to give us a chance to go the other way on a couple 2-on-1s and breakaways. But did a good job for us.
You learned when you got here about this locker room. Obviously, the team wants to win, the team win, but as newcomers come, you want to get a win for that guy. How much did you feel that guys today coming out there and getting this win for him?
Yeah, he wanted to, he's been working hard for us. Came in here October 15th, I believe it was. Took extra shots after practice, did whatever the guys wanted, really, and then went to Henderson to get some work. And I got to experience down there. I was doing the same thing, taking shots after practice for the guys, anything to get ready. So, when your teammate puts in that kind of work, that kind of effort to work his way back, you want to reward him, and he rewarded us. So it's a good win for him, and I think he's going to get more and more comfortable as we go.
Has to be a big win for you guys in that fashion, right? Getting the W in the final game of the homestand, and now you get a chance to go out on the road for 7 out of 8. Something to build on for this team?
Yeah, for sure. Actually, we played some pretty good hockey on the road, so our problems have been a little bit in this building. So get some confidence going into the road trip with a couple big wins here. We've been playing some good hockey. Like I said, just haven't been able to get over the hump to make that next play. And the last couple we made that next play. So we got a big trip coming up here. Always a tough one going into the New York teams playing, Jersey, the Islanders, and the Rangers. Those are tough tests. I think the Jersey is one of the best teams in the league right now. Islanders are playing great. Madison Square Garden's always a tough building. So just got to build off this and bring some good hockay on the road.
Good to finally get one.
Last one, guys, last one.
What's that? Sorry.
Good to finally get one in overtime in the shootout.
Oh, for sure. Like I said, you look at a lot of the games we played in overtime. There's the Anaheim one. We had 3 posts. Even thinking against the Islanders, even against Ottawa, I don't even know if Ottawa had a shot on net. We had all these chances. Just got to capitalize. Like I said, it sounds stupid, but you need to just capitalize on your chances. Even tonight, I'm in all alone, nothing. We get 2-on-1 with Hanifin. We're just not scoring the goal at the right time and bearing down, and that's on us. So, but yeah, in the overtime we did, shootout we did. Bob makes a good move. Goalie makes some big saves for us, and then Shea, bears down and gets us the win. So, yeah, for sure. It's just you don't want to leave points out there. I think we got eight losses in extra time. You move a couple of those to the win column, you're leading your division. So we want to get better at that for sure. So it's good to get it started tonight.